You guys might know that this is my baby. It is my love. It is my ride or die. It is my fly or die. This little baby came along and people were starting to say, you know what's better than Fourth Wing? Serpent and the Wings of Night. I've had friends tell me that they've read both and they prefer this one to this one. So today, we are going to determine whether that's really true. Is Serpent and the Wings of Night really better than Fourth Wing? Well, we're about to find out. Let's get started. In this video, I have a whole reading vlog where I am reading this and you're going to see my initial reactions, my reactions throughout the whole book, my thoughts on it, my thought process, my feelings, and everything. There are some spoilers on here, so I will put a little asterisk in case you guys do not want to be spoiled, but I do talk about what happens in this book. And then at the very end, we're going to come back and I'm going to tell you my honest review on this book and whether, if I think this tops this. Let's get started. Before we get into the reading vlog, I obviously have to tell you the synopsis or what this book is about in case you guys do not know. So The Serpent and the Wings of Night is basically about this girl named Oriya, who is raised by the Hyaj vampires, and she is raised by the House of Night vampire king. Now, this man raises her to be a badass. She basically knows how to fight. She knows how to kill if she wants to, because she knows, and her father, her adopted father, knows that every vampire in that world is there to kill her, because humans are basically just seen as meat. They're seen as meat, okay? They're pretty much worthless in this world. And even though there are towns that protect humans, they're not really protected in these towns. So Oriya decides that she wants to enter this tournament full of vampires called the Kajari, where only one can win. But if you do win, you get a wish granted by the goddess Nyaxia. I was gonna say Nyx. You see her get thrown into this, and obviously because she's a human, she's not as strong and as powerful as the vampires are, so she ends up creating an alliance with another vampire named Rain. And this vampire happens to be they're called Rashans, and they are actually her father's mortal enemy. So, and then the story ensues, and a slow burn romance happens. And that is what this book is about. So now that you guys know, let's go ahead and get started with the reading vlog. So I am about to start the Serpent and the Wings of Night book. I have my bookmark already in there. And I'm excited, okay? I'm excited because I heard that it was really good. I heard that it's like Fourth Wing, or it's been compared to Fourth Wing. Like literally some people say that this is even better than Fourth Wing, which is why I've been so hesitant on reading it, but I'm excited that I'm finally getting to it. Okay, so I'm officially on chapter 8, page 67 of Serpent and the Wings of Night, and we just met Rain? I'm assuming his name is Rain, who I'm assuming is also going to be the love interest of the story. It's just, he gives me that like bad boy, Morley Gray character sort of vibe that I'm just like, that's him, that's the one, you know, that's the one. So far what has happened in the story is that the little girl, the little serpent, they called her, gets saved by all these vampires because these vampires like to kill humans for food and for fun, because humans are nothing in this world. And she gets saved by the king of the vampires, and he basically raises her as one of her own, even though she's human and vampires are obviously a lot more powerful. And then now as an adult, she's like 23, she is entering this like competition where if she wins, and there's only one winner, so it's like a very Hunger Games sort of situation. If she wins, she gets like a lot of money. Not a lot of money. What am I talking about? She gets a wish from Nyaxia, which is I hope that's how you say her name. She's like the goddess of death and like the one that made vampires 2,000 years ago. And so they're like thrown into this competition, her included, and she finds a safe location in the greenhouse because, you know, they're vampires, so they can't like be out by day or like the sunlight hurts them or whatever. But she's safe there. She's safe there because the vampires can't get to her. And at first she's like very afraid and like looking through plants to see if there's going to be something that she could eat, because she doesn't know if there's only going to be like vampire blood food and things that are digestible for humans, because obviously she's the only human in the competition. Yeah, so they have a feast, she finds food, and Rain is introduced after he kills someone viciously. He has like a super powerful gift. Yeah, so that's where I'm at. And it took a while. I honestly, I'm not gonna lie, the prologue hooked me. And then after the first few chapters were very slow, but now that she's thrown into this competition, things are definitely picking up. We've got a page turner here, people. Don't know, like, I don't know why I keep, ever since Fourth Wing, I'm comparing every fantasy book to Fourth Wing. So like, it almost reminds me of it because, you know, not the competition, I guess, but like how they start like killing people, and then like our main character is also short, which is very like Violet vibes, you know, and she's like the underdog, and then we have this like morally gray hot love interest. Yeah, so far so good. I love it. Alright, so I am 176 pages into The Serpent and the Wings of Night, and I have bumped into a little bit of a dilemma. I have a little bit of a thought processy here. Issue, thought, opinion. Okay, I have something that's like getting in my way that I'm just like thinking about, that it doesn't make sense to me. So Oriah, our main character, decides to enter this tournament where there's over 50 vampires, right? And only one of them can win and get this wish from Nyaxia, the goddess that created vampires. And the wish that she wants is she wants to be turned into a powerful vampire, right? And to be tethered to her dad, or her vampire dad. But I also found out that vampires can turn you into a vampire if they want to. So a human can turn into a vampire. A vampire can turn a human into one of them. And even though it is risky, only a little bit less than half don't make it. Which means that she's entering a tournament where it's 1 in 50 chance that she'll win against all these vampires, so probably even lesser of a chance. So what is that, like 2% chance she'll win? Versus just Vincent turning her into a vampire himself, and then her having like a 40% chance of surviving versus the 2% chance that she has of winning this competition. It's just like it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. Like, why go to this competition to become a vampire when you could have a higher chance of just becoming a vampire if he turns you into a vampire? Do you get what I mean? Like, I just don't understand why. The reason for her doing this makes no sense to me. It doesn't, you know? So I am officially on page 208, and I can officially say that I am hooked, okay? I am hooked on this story. I am hooked on Rain. I think that's how you pronounce his name, Rain. I am hooked on Midge. The other girl. I love it. Okay, first of all, Oriah gives me like Aelin, Throne of Glass vibes, but not as much sarcasm as Aelin has. You know what I mean? I love it.
I love it. I'm officially hooked. I'm hooked. I'm hooked. I'm enjoying this. Yes. This is a yes. This is a yes for me, you guys, right now. It's so far so good. There's something so fishy about Vincent. I don't trust him. I think, like, whenever Rain talks about Vincent, Vincent is Uriah's dad. Whenever he talks about him, he seems like he knows what he's saying, but he wants to tread very lightly with Uriah. So I feel like Vincent, there's something there that Vincent doesn't want Uriah to know, which is why he doesn't want to turn her himself. And he wants her to be in this competition, and he killed, like, all these family members. And yet, for some reason, Uriah still trusts him and calls him dad. Like, there's something very fishy about Vincent, you guys. Like, I don't trust him. I don't. I feel like he's gonna be the bad guy. Yeah, I feel like he's gonna be the bad guy. There's something very wrong. We passed the first 3 trials. I think 2 trials. Yeah, we had, like, the first one, and then we had the last one, and now they're training for the one that they're going to do together, the Half Moon trial. Yeah, but so far so good. I'm like, becoming super obsessed. Like, I'm really enjoying it. Like, yeah. Okay, ignore the hair. I am on page 282. Tell me, I'm supposed to be filming. I'm supposed to be editing. I am supposed to be cleaning. I'm supposed to be getting ready because I'm going to go see Two Girls, One Ghost live tonight with my best friend. And I can't do any of that. I cannot do any of that. Why? Because this book has officially consumed me. I am obsessed, okay? The characters, I love. I mean, don't get me wrong. Rain is still no Xaden Ryerson at all. But we love him. We love Rain. Vincent, not convinced that he's the good guy. I'm not convinced. Uriah, she has this power that has now awakened in her that I'm just like, what is this? And everybody's like looking at her, and it seems like she was always afraid to feel fear. She said that fear was a weakness because that's what her dad taught her. And apparently, like, Rain is telling her that no, you have to give into that fear because that's what fills your Okay, so as I was saying, Rain tells her that she has to give into this fear because that's what fuels your magic. And that's what she does. She feels everything. She feels that betrayal that she had with that vampire that she fell in love with, that betrayed her. Well, I guess not really betrayed because as far as we know, he had just, like, bloodlust. As soon as he smelled her blood, he was like, I need me some of that blood. As soon as, they were intimate. But yeah, so she gave into that. She remembered her actual parents who passed away being crushed in the middle of this war that they had no reason being forced and pulled into, and she just gave into it, and she just erupted and literally killed all these demons and other things. My hair, it makes it look like I have a mullet, but I don't, I swear. Yeah, and she just erupted and everything. She just, like, killed everything. And now she went back to the room, and then, like, she's wearing the palace, like, provided her with that dress made out of the same material as Alana, that, like, maid that she loves, like, cloth, the cloth scarf. That's just so cute. That's so beautiful. So I'm in the scene where she's, like, dancing with Vincent, her dad. And she's kind of mad because she told her dad. She's like, hey, you promised that you wouldn't hurt Rain. And her dad's like, Rain? And she's like, my partner, the guy that I'm allied with. And he's like, oh, yeah. So now she's, like, starting to distrust her father a little bit. And I don't blame her, because there's something very, 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 very sneaky, weird, strange about Vincent. Vincent is I don't know. Vincent is fishy to me, for sure. And for some reason, the whole time I'm picturing Vincent as, like, Johnny Depp. I can't be the only one, right? Yeah. Like, ultimate, like, hot father figure-ish sort of vibes. Johnny Depp just gives me Johnny Depp vibes. Yeah. So, I'm, like, on page 350. Yeah. I'm reading it that fast. And it's so good. Okay, it's so good. I'm at the part with, like, the cave scene, and then the cave scene, and he, like, drinks her blood. Tell me why. Like, I was literally thinking that was going to be the scene, you know, like the spicy scene, and nothing happens. Like, he pushed her away, and he's like, no, this is not what you want. This is the emotions that come from drinking your blood. And it's like, no, she wants this. She wants this. Just give it to her. So, we're at the Crescent Moon trial, and, like, I'm just, like, wondering what is going to happen. What is going to happen, because they don't need to be allies anymore. In fact, they need to kill each other, and it's to the point where neither one wants to kill the other one, and it's like, yes. So, I am on page 300 and almost 60. 360 something. Here's what I think, okay? Because Nyaxia, the goddess Nyaxia, the whole trials, right? All the trials that they have to do, it's about her following her journey. And a lot of her journey is her trying to rescue this man that she loved. And unfortunately, it was too late for her. So I think at the very end of the book, I don't know if I'm right, this is just me guessing. I think that at the very end of the book, Nyaxia is going to allow both Araya, our main character, and Rain to have their wishes granted, because they remind her of her and her lover who didn't make it. And instead of having them fight to the death, I feel like she might have sympathy for them and be like, you know what, I'm just gonna let it pass. Like, you guys both get to live. And we found out about Selene. I just found out about, like, Selene, that the whole city was destroyed. I just passed that part with, like, it's just the wasteland ended up being Selene. I hope I'm saying that right. Selenia? Vincent did it. Like, I don't know why Araya, I mean, I guess I know why Araya is like this, because he raised her, you know? And so this is like a big betrayal. Like, why would he do this? But then again, like, he's an asshole. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's where I'm at. Oh, hello, you. I'm on page 405 of this book. Why do I look so washed out? Okay. I'm assuming it's because I'm, like, right in front of the window. So, I just finished the spicy scene. And it was a whole chapter long. Okay? It was a whole chapter long. And it was good. It was good. The only thing is that I had put down the book when I was, like, right before the smut scene, so that anticipation that I wanted, I didn't get it as much as I wish I had gotten. And versus, like, if I had read a little bit more, I would have had that, like, angst, you know, that, like, just get to it already. And because I hadn't read too much and I got to the part right away, I didn't have that, like, fire going, you know what I mean? Vincent is a butthole. What happened to, what's the name of that city? Selene. He's a jerk. I don't think that he loves Araya at all. I think Araya is powerful. I think, and then when she drinks, like, Rain's blood, and she says, like, she could see the why vampires like blood. I'm like, ooh, is she a vampire? What if she's like a werewolf? I'm starting to think that Araya is a werewolf. Am I right? I'm probably wrong, but I think I don't think she's human.
I think the reason why Vincent saved her isn't just because she was some human little girl that fought back. I think that she has something very powerful in her, because Vincent, even Rain was like, Vincent's scared of you. Your papa is scared of you. The king of the night vampires is scared of you. Which makes me feel like Araya's not just human. Like, I don't think she's necessarily a vampire, but I'm starting to think that she's something else. You guys, tell me why I had a feeling that he was gonna betray her. I had a feeling, you know? I had a feeling. And of course, sure enough, he did. That was horrible. Like, why? It sucks because she already had her heart broken before by a vampire. And then it happened again. When she learned to trust another person, it happened again. It's like she's just, everything that is going on around her is reinforcing her belief that she can trust no one, including her father. I am mad for her. And I don't think at this point that Rain can ever redeem himself. Even though he's like, oh, you know, I did always love you. Especially after he killed Vincent right in front of her face. How effing dare you, sir? How effing dare you? And then he says all those things about, I'm gonna make her my wife and, you know, all those other things. And I'm like, no. Off with his head. Araya, get him, girl. Just. Okay, so my honest final review on Serpent and the Wings of Night. So this book, I loved our main character. I loved Araya. Is it Araya? Araya? I don't know how to say her name. An amazing character. She very much reminded me of like Aelin / Selena from, she was so strong externally. She did not mind like killing off vampires. She gave no hoots. Rain, on the other hand, I really did enjoy Rain for a certain amount of time. The story in itself was very fast-paced. I found the beginning very slow-paced, and then we picked up about 150 pages in. It really picked up. It kicked off as soon as the tournament started. It could have even been less. But as soon as the, what is it called, the Kajari started, that's when things got really interesting. It was very fast-paced, and I found myself rooting for Araya the whole entire time. I loved Mish or Miche. Okay, I loved her. Hands down, she was like my favorite character. She's adorable. For some reason, when I thought of her, I thought of like Jenna Ortega, who played Wednesday Addams, the whole time. I don't know why, but that's exactly who I pictured. I loved the story. I loved the concept. However, what I didn't enjoy was the ending, okay? I just felt like I understand why it went that way, because it's like a jaw drop to the floor moment. You can't help but feel betrayed too. And then you just want to throw the book because you're pissed off. Do you get what I mean? Like, the whole thing just honestly felt like a waste of time. That whole slow burn romance, all of that just felt like a waste. Like, it just felt like all of that was just thrown out the window. And I wanted to throw this book out the window too. Towards the end, it was just like plot twist after plot twist after plot twist. And then the mic drops with the final plot twist. And that by that time, you're just like, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I am clocked out. That is enough twists and turns. Like, it's just, ugh. The very end kind of messed up my whole perception on the rest of the story. I found that it wasn't as fast-paced as Fourth Wing was. I felt like the characters, and one thing I wish that it had more of was the banter. So what I really enjoyed about Fourth Wing was that, Fourth Wing specifically, was that there was a lot of like really silly, humorous banter between the characters, and I loved it. That's what I loved about that book. And this one takes a much more serious side, and I would love to see like a little pause from all the seriousness and a little bit of humor, and we rarely got that. Like, yes, we got it in bits and pieces, but we didn't get it as much as I had hoped and wish we would have gotten. The slow burn romance I loved. It was definitely slow burn up until the end, and then it just came crash falling, burning down, and you're just like, what the heck? Like, you're just mad and you just want to throw this out the window. And because of this ending, it just changed my whole perspective of the book, and it just knocked off a star. So my final review on this book is, it's a 4 out of 5 stars. Definitely really good. I almost want to keep the extra star because it did really have me in like a chokehold for a good amount of time, a lot more than pretty much almost every book this year has had me. It really like had me locked in for a second, but because of the ending, it really disappointed. I was just disappointed. So I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. And the answer to the question, is it better than Fourth Wing? No. Fourth Wing had everything that I could have hoped for. It had the slow burn, the morally gray character that you love, versus the one here that you end up hating and despising. And you're like, yeah, you're not my book boyfriend no more. Go away. Go away. You know? And I wish I thought I was gonna collect another book boyfriend, and lo and behold, I did it. And that upsets me more than anything. So final rating is 4 out of 5 stars. Definitely not better than Fourth Wing in my opinion. However, what I did like the Fourth Wing didn't have is that when you take the jacket off, it's still super cute. You guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!